just thought I'd take a little bit of look on the map and show you what I'm actually finding and picking up over here in the workshop area. Yeah, do chuck us a like if you enjoy what I'm doing. I'm not an expert at this, I'm not a professional. Just enjoy doing it, trying to share what I'm enjoying and hopefully inspire a few other people to do similar things with getting into the radio hobby and what have you. If you do see your node up there, drop us a message. Let us know what you're using. Some people seem to be very strong stations. Some people don't. I'm using a beam myself. I've also got vertical antennas. And as you can see, I'm picking up from a fair bit of distance from the edge of Nottinghamshire, Yorkshire border there, just inside of pretty much near Worksop. A little bit of marking around where I've done the mod, but it's a little bit of flux rather than anything else. It's not burnt, it's working. That's the start. Just a bit of a close-up on the low periodic node that I'm using at the moment. I altered the antenna for the band. I didn't leave it wideband, I've cut it for the band, and it just seems to be working okay. Obviously we're still getting a high signal to noise ratio, but that seems to be the standard on the system at the moment with internal antennas. I'm going to find out what it's like on external antennas. What I did, because of the twist that's on these things, sometimes we're a bit pulley, if you like, on the clip, so I drilled a little hole through either side there and then reinserted it in, and it's kept it in place there. And I just put a hole through the side of the original box that this thing came in and made it to the right position for the board once it's in. And obviously the antenna, like so, and it's on a short pole because it's standing in my loft at the moment. But if you wanted to do a port, a node for portable or for direction finding or just testing, really, that's what I've done with this. So obviously in your hand it's easily rotatable. You'll have to excuse the Heath Robinson setup from the the Mad Inventor's Shack. Testing a Parador antenna, and what I've gone is N-type connector, which what comes on the antenna itself, down through a very short lead and onto the unit itself. I didn't have a connection to go directly from the Parador antenna, so I'll be remedying that shortly, but that's what we're running with at the moment. And just a bit of an idea, this is the one I've been testing as a loop antenna. I'll just put my hand at the side of it to give you an idea of size. It's not massive, so maybe middle finger width across, I didn't measure this. Pat did the cutting, the snipping and the measuring, so I don't know about any lengths or measurements, but that's on the top of this was outside as test loop. Now they got a coax run from the top of that to N-type connect, not N-type, sorry, SMA connector to SMA connector, a short run about 2 arms lengths, so probably 2 meters of coax basically. And that's what I was running the shack loop on, and that was up on the pole that I showed you yesterday. So hopefully that'll give you a bit of a clue, and I can always try and measure this. If anybody is interested, just let me know, we'll see what we can do. Picked this box up at the Radio Club for about £1.60 I think it was. I popped in the kitty. Just been sat on the table for quite some time, and I thought I could do something with that. It already had a little pre-drill hole where the antenna is, but I made it a little bit larger to fit the SMA through it. And tonight I've just been and had a little bit of a play with it, and now I put a rocker switch on it where I can press it. It's great having arthritis in your fingers. There you go. So yep, can now be on and off externally, and I've got a little pre-drilled hole here for the USB cable to go through if I need to pop it on at any time, and just take the lid off and pop it back on and charge up the batteries after a little trip out there. So yep, that seems to be working okay. Job's a good one. Little wooden chimney there in the middle is where I'm going to put this beam, not beam rather, vertical. I've also got a loop antenna with me, so it's just giving a bit of a view from this part of the hill as I walk up to it. Lots of trees to deal with, big open space over in this direction, and back to where we're going to start off. So this is where we've put this. I'm just going to try and stand on this and get a bit of a bird's eye view an antenna's eye view basically. Round to the back of me and back again, and around the front. So that's the path we just walked in on, up the summit. And again, this is what I'm running, a little on-off switch on the top, so I can turn it off when I'm out and about. Don't need to be switched on all the time, and then turned on at the summit. Just a look at the nodes that we picked up and were able to see from the hill. So I'll try to run down them a few times so you might see your node if you're in there. And if you do see yourself, drop us a message, say hello. We're popping up there again with better kit. It was a bit of a disaster. The wind blew the node off the top of the chimney and shattered the battery case. So I've brought that home now and repaired it. So the trip up there was cut a bit shorter than I planned. But there'll be another day, and the weather's getting a bit better, and hopefully we get a sunny day with no wind, and we'll have another go. But hopefully you see your node, and there's quite a few in there today. Within about 15-20 minutes I'd picked up nearly 50 nodes, and obviously then I put this on when I got back and checked through and seen what else I'm seeing via the house as well. So you've got the nodes I was seeing before and the ones that have popped up since I got back home. So hence the running up and down the list there to see if we can see who's in there, and hopefully they see themselves, or let the friends know that they've seen them on there. We're located in workshop, and most of this... A little antenna change. This is a little loop that's cut for the band. I just popped it on there, and I'm going to turn it around a little bit in a moment or two. Leave it there for now, but I'm going to take it and turn him at right angles to me basically, and see what we do with that way. Just going to see if it does work directionally and which way, and maybe even lay it on its side, see what we get from that one. While I was doing the tests on the hill, the wind got hold of the loop antenna and the box. I stood it on its end, and the wind got hold of it and ripped it off the top of the little wooden chimney there, and it broke the battery connector at the bottom. So bits of white of the residue, I think, from the super glue. When I super glued it in, it seems to have spread a little bit while it was drying on the windowsill there, with the window open. All I've used to repair it is an old Wi-Fi USB socket, basically, for an old mouse that I had. I just chucked it in the drawer. It'll come in handy for something sometime, I thought, you know. Well, it did today. What happened, the spring pushed this backwards here where it had broken, it hit the floor, so that fired the spring into that and broke it, and I lost power, so I wasn't able to continue on straight away. Obviously I was on my way ready to pack up anyway, so set off home and got a lift home. Now we've repaired that, what I've also done is I popped a little on-off switch on the top, so basically the node can be powered on and off. Butterfingers can be powered on and off separately when I'm out and about. I take the top off, the little hole drilled here, and I could put the lid back on, and I could push a USB cable into that to charge the battery. So overnight I was also gifted, so thanks to Rob, G4YRZ, a nice charger and 4 more batteries. So many thanks, Rob, much appreciated. And so I've got a few extra batteries that I can take with me now, so it means we can run the node longer. We should get about possibly 4 hours, maybe a bit longer out of one of these things, depending. But obviously got an option now to make a choice, and to run it on the little battery alone, or just till it dies off, or put another one in, depending what kind of traffic we've got coming through or what we're using it for. I set the timer on the board itself to go off, save batteries. Only thing that stays on is a little white LED, and there's a little hole drilled in the top of the box so I can look down through and just make sure that we've got power if we do have any faults or whatever. I have to strip it down, so if power's in there and it's working and everything's fine. Just wanted to show it with the charging cabling. Obviously the little hole here and the lid is drilled the same. Pop it on the box and then drill the hole, and it will sit nice and flush. And obviously you can stand this thing on its side or on its back, whichever. I've got an antenna that will tilt upwards, one of the Heltec ones, There's a little viewing hole that I've left in, so you can just see a bit of orange light through there with the battery charging. That's what I've left that for. But obviously nothing moves. The board is super glued in place, but yeah, I can still take off the top to replace the board if it ever gets damaged. Just zoomed in a little bit so you can have a quick look for your node. Obviously quite a lot of people on at the time. I've enjoyed messing with Meshtastic. Hope you've enjoyed it too. An antenna I built earlier, and the measurements of the main bit. The other one's about the same length, and a little beam that I had to go with as well. This was the first node that I had a go at. A little bit too small for the battery components that I've got at the moment. This is the beam I started with, and that's the specs on it. Obviously not correct for the band. Hope you've enjoyed the little video and my journey so far into Meshtastic. We'll soon have a node in G3RCW, that's Workshop Amateur Radio Club, and there you go. Thanks for watching the video. Hope it's been useful to you. And if you look up on Facebook, you should find G3RCW. I've not put a link on, but hopefully you'll find it on the pages if you do a search on Facebook, okay.